Hey yo, what's up, my good people? It's your boy, Big Chris, aka the Compton Animator, and welcome to Dumb as Hell. I'm gonna have another review for you today, so let's get it kicking. Dumb as Hell review. So, on today's show, we're gonna reviewing Black Widow 2021. Black Widow starring Scarlett Johansson, Florence Pugh, David Harbour, and Rachel Weisz. As I do with my reviews, I separate them into 4 parts. We start off with my expectations going in, my overall positives, my mixed feelings, and then I end it all with a score review. As far as expectations going in on this one, I was mildly excited to go into this. We haven't received a Marvel movie in since what 2019? Last time I think it was Spider-Man Far From Home or Going Home, whatever it was. That was the last Marvel movie we had. We've had some Marvel TV shows which have been pretty good to great here and there, but we haven't had the taste of a Marvel movie. And I was kind of excited going in. I kind of heard a little, chitter chatter coming into it that, some people loved it. Some people thought it was just okay. Some people, I would say just was like, lower level Marvel movie. But I was, kind of excited going in. As far as positives go, I would most definitely say the cast here was the best thing about this movie. The cast was really good. Scarlett Johansson, which everybody knows, she's a really good actress. Florence Pugh, who I remember in Midsummer, and she did really good in that movie. She was also in, I want to say, she played the wrestler Paige in a WWE movie. She was playing her as her real life or whatever. That was pretty good. David Harbour from Stranger Things and Rachel Weisz, who I remember from Constantine. I love that movie, Constantine, and also The Mummy. I was kind of half and half. It's an old movie that my family loved, but I was never in love with. They all here were really good to me. I thought Scarlett Johansson, as always, played Black Widow as good as she can. I really enjoyed all her coming back and kind of getting that midpoint of where she was in between Civil War and Infinity War. I kind of enjoyed seeing that other character. I also enjoyed them just coming together, the whole story of all of them coming together as a kind of family and just hashing out what has been going on between them. You find out at the beginning of the movie that they aren't really a family as say. They're kind of more of a group of people who've been put together when Scarlett Johansson and Florence Pugh were kids, and now they have to figure out their past and figure out everything that was going on with them. I really enjoyed that throughout the movie, and I really enjoyed a lot of what that was. I thought David Harbour was really good here. He was very funny, charismatic. They all were. He was really good at playing that dad figure who, just kind of a goofball in the sense of the words, kind of an asshole, but also, a real powerful guy and a real powerful character. He also had these little remarks about how he fought against Captain America and stuff like that, which was very entertaining in the movie. I thought Florence Pugh as kind of the bratty younger sister was pretty good here. You can most definitely tell they're kind of pushing her to be maybe the next Black Widow or something. I thought she was really good. She had a lot of good back and forth with Scarlett Johansson and all the little tidbits and stuff like that. They even have this one part where she's kind of arguing with Black Widow on her posing and stuff like that. I thought that was pretty funny. And then Rachel Weisz as the mother figure. I really liked her in this movie. She kind of played a little bit distant in a certain sense of the word, that she's been through everything, and she know who she is, she know where she's at, and she's just going with the flow of things. And I kind of like that, and I like their chemistry all together. I thought all of them really played well off each other. They did a really good job of telling their story with each other, and I really enjoyed that. I would say also the next thing that I really enjoyed was the story. This kind of backstory for Black Widow really did a good job there of giving you, okay, this is what she's been through. This is how she kind of got where she at. And I really enjoyed how they told that story. It wasn't everything that you would have wanted. They didn't show you, this is what happened fully in her past, but it gave you nice hints, bits and pieces. The whole Budapest thing they kind of hit on here, and I like how they didn't give you everything, but they gave you a good amount of it. And they really did a great job from beginning to end, kind of setting these characters up, giving you enough of what you need for them to kind of get you going with the story, and then sending them off in a good way. And I really enjoyed that. I thought the action here was pretty good as well. Um, there were some really good action scenes in this one. I liked the kind of was an apartment building fight with Florence Pugh and the Black Widow, then fighting against other assassins. That was really good. I thought that the beginning stuff with Taskmaster and all that things were really good. Anytime you got to see Taskmaster in a fight, I thought they did a really good job of showing this villain that can virtually copy everything you do and has been watching the Avengers and everyone else and copying their moves and using them against Scarlett Johansson. I thought that was a really good fight scene. And some of the stuff towards the end, like there was a fight scene with a bunch of other female assassins that was really good, and they were just beating the shit out of Black Widow. And I liked the way it ended. I liked how it started. I liked the whole fight during and stuff like that. I thought that was really good. There's some other fight scenes that I wasn't a huge fan of, but I'll talk about those in my mixed feelings. And lastly, I would say the villains here. For the most part, I liked some of the stuff they did with Taskmaster. I'll get on a little bit more onto that later. But the best villain in this movie was the one at the end, who I won't spoil who it is or what they are, but there was a really good villain at the end that really played this, virtually this evil, bad guy. It was nothing more to his character being beyond, I'm the bad guy, but I thought he acted it pretty well, and he was really vicious the way he talked towards Black Widow and stuff like that. And I really enjoyed seeing the back and forth with them at the end, and they had some really good dialogue there, and I enjoyed a lot of what they did with the villain in that part. As far as my mixed feelings go, I would say the biggest one, I think, for everybody here, but especially for me, is Taskmaster. I understood why they made the changes that they did and how it helped the story and everything. I enjoyed some parts of Taskmaster and even the changes that they made to the character. It's not the comic book Taskmaster. It's parts of the comic book as far as that character copies moves and stuff like that. And, it learns everything from the Avengers and all that stuff. And it's a formidable opponent. But there's one twist towards the end that I understand. I could like it maybe if it was a different character, but I don't think it fully fits the Taskmaster character, especially for how great that story of what that character is in the comic books. I don't think it does an amazing job with it, which kind of you want that from that villain, because Taskmaster has the possibilities of being a really good villain. Now, the way they leave at the end of the movie, there's possibilities of where it can go, and I can see them doing more with that character, and hopefully they do have some great ideas. And I have some other ideas of my own that I was like, yo, maybe you can do this with them, and they kind of bring the essence of the comic book back. But I didn't love where it ended, especially there's supposed to be an end fight scene with Taskmaster and Black Widow that kind of was a dud to me. That kind of took down the rest of the movie and kind of ended on a dud for me, where I wanted a little bit more from that. I would say that the next biggest issue with the movie I had is kind of going on with Taskmaster and stuff. There was a little bit too much action here. There were moments in this movie where I kind of wanted more from the characters. I kind of wanted to see them do more to give more dialogue and give more flow and stuff like that, and really just go into more of the atrocities that Black Widow went through. Really dive deep into that stuff, but they kind of didn't. The action scenes were a little bit too much, and I would have loved to then to slow that down and given us more of those moments. And that's where I feel that with the dialogue, I felt that, and just the whole movie overall, it played it too safe. Um, I think they wanted to be this kind of Marvel action movie, which was okay and that's cool, but there was so much meatiness here in the story that we could have told that I kind of wanted more of that. And you can tell that this is a movie kind of made by committee. This is a movie made by Marvel. It feels like at this point they know how to make a Marvel movie, and they're going to exactly make it how a Marvel movie is made, which is a good thing because you're going to get at least an okay to good movie out of it. But you're not going to get one that's really exciting and that's going to leave you like, oh man, I got to watch that again. Like, I would watch this movie again, but I'm not going to be excited or hyped to watch it again. It's one that I could have used like more blood. I could have used more heinousness. I could have used like a good guy dying here that really pushed it over the edge, that really pushed it to something that made it a little bit more insane, a little bit more crazy. I thought that would have drove the movie to be a lot funner. It just kind of felt warehouse made, to where we know the blueprint, we know exactly what we need to do, and this is where we're going to need to do it. And it kind of fell with the dialogue too, to where They had the Marvel jokes, they had the kind of, you know, the quips and all that stuff, which sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's very hit and miss. The writing itself at points is very hit and miss to where you want it to be a little bit more, and it's just not. It's just safe. And I kind of felt that with the whole movie, especially towards the end where it wrapped up too nicely. Like I wanted a little bit more from this, and it just didn't give you that. And you know, it's okay because it's still an okay movie. It's still a fun watch. But when you've seen Marvel do really great, you kind of want to see them keep that level. You kind of want to see them go really there with it. Like, what you get from the TV shows. Like, to me, if this movie was a 5 episode Marvel series and you take the money and the exact same script and put it through a series, I think they would have done really well with this. I think that it would have been dope as hell to watch them do that, and they could have really fleshed out a lot more of Black Widow's past and her stories. But for what it was, it just didn't give me enough. And that's kind of where I'm gonna go with my rating. It's a little bit above average, but it's not enough. I'm gonna go 3.25 to just a straight 3 out of 5 stars. It's a okay to good movie, and it's one of the better kind of action and superhero movies that I've seen this year. But it's not as good as some of the stuff, especially the stuff they have on TV, like with the Falcon and Winter Soldier or the WandaVision or Loki. It's nowhere near as good as those, to where those hit another level. To where this one is just, it's there. It's watchable. It's good, but it's nowhere near what it could be. And yeah, that's Black Widow. Um, I'm gonna have some more reviews coming up a little bit later on. I got Loki to come up to review and a couple other things, but yeah, this is a fun movie. It is what it is. Uh, Please like and subscribe. I have all my what do you call them? My social medias at the bottom. You can hit me up there as well. And yeah, thank you for watching. I'm gonna have more coming up soon. Peace.